Hello and a very good evening. This Friday could have been a little different, but sadly, the Friday has started on a very sad note. We'll come to that. But let's begin the show with the very famous poem Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. If this Friday something has fallen, then there are pools which have fallen on vehicles that many would say is nothing, but Vikas had a fall. Again, I say, I'll come to that later. But first thing first, I would have learned a couple of years back. There was a man called Vikas. Vikas wanted to buy a property. Then Vikas went on some property website. Vikas scouted properties and then finally zeroed in on a second-hand property. Vikas then bought that second-hand property. Vikas was initially very happy, but then the following monsoon, his roof started leaking. Vikas went mad, crazy, and started complaining. I know I bought a second-hand property, but why should the roof leak? He went back to the seller, the person from who Vikas had bought his second-hand property. And he said, Sir, you sold your property, never told me that the roof of your house is leaking. I didn't know. I bought your property. Why should I pay the finance? Why should I pay the penalty? Why should I spend from my pocket? It's your fault. The gentleman said, No, I sold my property, and before you buying the property, you have scrutinized the property. It was your discretion to buy the property, and thus, after you have bought the property itself is your responsibility. Whatever happens to the property is equally your responsibility. Vikas got very angry, and Vikas went to court. And then Vikas said before the judge, Sir, I'm being duped. I'm being cheated. I bought a property. I didn't know the roof of the house would be leaking. Nobody told me. The judge simply asked, Did you check the property before buying? He said, Yes. Did you go through the papers before buying? Vikas said, Yes. Did you call an engineer and make the engineer run through the property before buying? Vikas said, Yes. The judge said, Then go. The property is yours, the misery is yours, and the responsibility is equally yours. I'm so reminded of this story today. Unlike the name of the man, that is Vikas, which is coincidental, here we have a case of T1, Delhi International Airport, T1, Terminal 1. Early on Friday morning, portion of the roof had collapsed outside the airport. Thank God it was early in the morning. And that's the reason the confirmed death so far is only one. Many people are injured. And we do not have any official confirmation from anyone as yet as what is the exact casualty figure. But what has been reported by media houses from Delhi, and what you've also learned from sources from Delhi, that it is at one. Safe to say it's one. But many had also been saying more people have died. We are not even getting into that territory. Early on Friday morning, a portion of Delhi T1 airport roof had collapsed. Poles meant for a beautiful facade that had collapsed, taking down the canopy, which is nothing but an extension of the roof. That had collapsed, and the poles had fallen on cars and vehicles parked outside. And soon after that, social media was abuzz. What's going on? What's going on? Streets of Delhi flooded, Ram Mandir roof leaking, Jabalpur airport, again, a roof has collapsed, bridges after bridges are collapsing in Bihar, and now you have the T1 of Delhi airport, a portion of it has collapsed. Where is Vikas? And if this is the face of Vikas, then we all have to work towards for something more meaningful so that Vikas doesn't look like this. The moment people started raising such questions, the government of the day, that is NDA 1.0, not Prime Minister Modi 3.0, because BJP got 240 seats, and even after being the single largest party, they didn't have the majority, so they have formed an alliance government, unlike 2014 and 2019. So it's NDA 1.0, and the government got very annoyed. BJP leaders got very annoyed. Their IT cell members got very annoyed and they started abusing people left, right, center who raised question before the government if this is the face of Vikas and called it quote unquote toolkit. The civil aviation minister, the civil aviation minister rushed to the spot. The civil aviation minister, the newly elected civil aviation minister, Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu, he rushed to the spot and thereafter he did the inspection. You have those pictures. And he's a newly elected MP, and for the first time he has become a civil aviation minister. Previously, the position was held by Jyotiraditya Scindia. Previously, you also had other leaders from BJP holding that position. But as he is the newly elected civil aviation minister, he went to the spot. After inspecting, he issued a statement. And let me read the statement. Following the collapse of Delhi T1 terminal this morning, I have personally inspected the site. Our immediate priority was the safe evacuation of all passengers from the terminal. Consequently, all flights scheduled until 2 p.m. have been cancelled. Passengers will receive full refund or have the option to rebook or alternative flights and routes. Flights scheduled to depart after 2 p.m. will be operating from T2 and T3. I will see that a thorough examination of terminal structure is conducted by experts to ensure safety. In response to the incident, all relevant agencies, including DGCA, BCAA, CISF, Delhi Police, NDRF, have been working in close coordination and putting their best efforts. We are committed to providing compensation to the family of the deceased and to those injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is closely monitoring the situation and has assured us of full support. Our thoughts are with those affected by this unfortunate incident. Now, this is the statement which has been issued by the government. Obviously, journalists ask him questions as, sir, why did this collapse? Was there any fault? Who would take responsibility? Who would be taking accountability of this? To which he said, look, this portion of the airport is the old portion of the T1, which has recently seen a revamp. And this old portion was built in 2008, 2009. Very interesting a line, because that way they are trying to mean that this incident has happened when BJP was not in power. BJP came to power in 2014. So what happened before that is not their responsibility. This portion of the airport was built in 2008 and 2009. So the build was wrong, and please don't ask such questions. And thus today I ask, should we all go back in time and do some research? Because I found these documents by doing some research, and all ministers have their PAs who are meant to do some research. I wish they do their research and give these documents to the minister and to everyone in position of power, so that they understand that these documents are very much available, and these documents highlight several questions. When somebody tries to refuse accountability, these are the questions that should be asked. And we will come to the question in chronology. The word sounds familiar, could be a favorite word of a government, and could be a favorite word of a minister. But we will go by the chronology to expose a hypocrisy. To begin with, let us explain the formation of Delhi Airport. Now, there is Civil Aviation Ministry, but as far as Delhi airports are concerned, they do not come directly under the Civil Aviation Ministry. Then who do they come under? There is a nice graphics which Ronnie has created. Basically, in the year 2006, when Praful Patel was the Civil Aviation Minister, the Civil Aviation Ministry got into a contract with private partners. Who are these private partners? The private partners then were GMR Infrastructure Limited, GMR Energy Limited, GVL Investment Private Limited, Frankfurt AG, Frankfurt Airport Services Worldwide, and Malaysia Airport Mauritius Private Limited and India Development Fund. So in 2006, two hands came together. The hand of Civil Aviation Ministry along with private companies. And as the hands came together, it created Delhi International Airport Limited. Titash, if you can go back to the graphics and stay with that, it's DICL. International All right. Yes, DIAL, Delhi International Airport Limited. So DIAL has been created after the Civil Aviation Ministry came together with private companies as JVC, Joint Venture Company. And in this joint venture company, in public-private partnership, DIAL was created in 2006. What is the DIAL? DIAL is a private company registered with the Company Corporates Act. And under DIAL, the Airport Authority of India, which is a government body which comes under the Civil Aviation Ministry, AAI, that is Airport Authority of India, has 26% of stake. 26% of stake. 64% of stake went with GMR. GMR Group got 64% stake. So 64 plus 26, 90%, and 10% stake is still with Frankfurt Airport Services Worldwide. Understood? So DIAL, a private company, a consortium which has Airport Authority of India, and it also has GMR, the private company, along with Frankfurt Airport Services Worldwide. Am I throwing in the air? No. No, people, we are not. This is the agreement, and we have accessed the agreement. It clearly shows shareholders agreement, an agreement that was signed by all the stakeholders back in 2006. And it's a voluminous document, and you have just taken out the operative part. It has some roughly about 200 pages, and you've just taken out 4 pages. Why? What is so operative in these 4 pages? When DIAL was created, that is when Civil Aviation Ministry got into this arrangement with the consortium and created DIAL, DIAL had a principal objective. The principal objective was OMDA. Repeat after me, OMDA. And OMDA stands for Operation, Management, Development, Agreement. Operation, Management, Development, Agreement. Now this is the document. Here we are showing you on double window. See, AAI, that is Airport Authority of India, and the JVC, that is Joint Venture Corporation Company, have entered into the OMDA as defined hereunder. And what is OMDA? Operation, Management, Development, Agreement, which means operation, that is in order to operate, and in order to manage, which is equally maintenance, and in order to develop, there is an agreement between private companies and Airport Authority of India. This is document number 1. All right. Now, so Airport Authority of India, which is still under the government of India, which has an agreement with private companies like GMR and Frankfurt Airport Services Worldwide, cannot shrug off their responsibility. Now, if somebody says, oh, it happened in 2008 and 2009 and it is not our responsibility, no. It is your responsibility because you are there as part of OMDA. That is Operation, Management, Development, Agreement. Even if I'm repetitive, I will keep repeating till it gets into your head. Operation, Management, Development, Agreement. So management was equally your responsibility. AAI, Airport Authority of India, they have 26% of stake. And you know, with this 26% of stake, what revenue they have earned? The big revelation now. We'll go document one after the other. In the year 2019, there is a response given by the government of 2019. That is Prime Minister Modi's second term. November was Modi 2.0. This is the response that Civil Aviation Ministry has given to Lok Sabha. Please see this. Civil Aviation Ministry has given a response to the Lok Sabha, and the date is November, 28th of November 2019. The question that was asked to the government, whether the government has partnership of 7426 with Delhi Airport GMR Consortium, in which GMR Consortium has 74% and government has share of 26%. If so, whether the government is getting its due share from the income being earned from the new airport? Question. If so, the details thereof. Question. whether the government is not aware of the joint venture agreements entered into by GMR-controlled DIAL for a number of services separately, and if so, the steps taken by the government against GMR, if not, the reasons therefore. The answer of the Civil Aviation Ministry, which is also there in double screen, is here. Who is giving the answer? Shri Hardeep Singh Puri. Shri Hardeep Singh Puri was the Civil Aviation Minister then, back in 2019. And Minister of State, IC in the Ministry of Civil Aviation, Shri Hardeep Singh Puri, gave this response. The response is, Airport Authorities of India signed the Operation Management Development Agreement with Delhi International Airport Limited, that is DIAL, on 4th of April 2006. The current shareholding pattern of DIAL is as follows: Airport Authority of India 26%, GMR Airports Limited 64%, and Frankfurt AG Frankfurt Airport Services Worldwide 10%. Now, the other response of the government, as per provisions of OMDA, that is Operation Management Development Agreement, DIAL shall pay an annual fee at the rate 45.99% of the projected revenue for each year to AAI. The annual fee is payable in 12 monthly installments, payable on the first day of each calendar month. The monthly annual fee is being paid by DIAL on regular basis. During the period from 2006, why 2006? Because the agreement came into being in the year 2006. So from 2006 till 2019, DIAL, which is Delhi International Airport Limited, has paid 16,700.11 crore rupees. 16,700.11 crore rupees to Airport Authority of India. That's not all. Airport Authority of India, by the virtue of being a shareholder in the arrangement, they've earned revenue. Who paid them the revenue? DIAL. While DIAL was showing its losses on the audit book, yet they have paid this amount to Airport Authority of India, because Airport Authority of India was 26% of stakeholder. So from the revenue, this money has gone to the government of India. And today, the government of the day is saying, that airport is built in 2008 and 2009, not our responsibility. Before I go further, here a series of tweets by Amit Malviya. Amit Malviya, you all know who is he? He is the IT cell in charge of BJP. Titash, if we can quickly move on to his tweets. He says the part of the T1 that collapsed was opened in 2009 when Congress-led UPA was in power. In those days, there was no concept of quality check and contracts were given to whoever sent the biggest kickback to the ruling Congress. Sonia Gandhi, who was then the super prime minister, must answer. Question to BJP then is, the revenue which Airport Authority of India had earned over the years by engaging itself into a contract which lasted even after BJP came to power in 2014, was that revenue sent to Congress? Was that revenue sent to Sonia Gandhi? If you have taken charge of the country, and if you have taken charge of every department, like Vikas, you have got no other option but to take responsibility of the government that you have been, that you have received in your hand. And how to better it, it's up to you. So if there was no audits done, no checks done, no quality check done back in 2008 and 2009, as per the agreement, what were you doing in 2014? Because Operation Management Development Agreement was still there in place. That agreement is still there in place as we speak today. So in 2014, it was there. In 2019, it was there. And that's the reason they have been given money to Airport Authority of India. And today BJP says, no, it happened in Congress Zamana, not our responsibility. Which means anybody who comes to power tomorrow, if there is a new government in power, the government has to first demolish everything that the previous government had created, because the new government will never want to take responsibility. By that logic, the Indian Railways has been created by British in 1840s. Thus, train accidents after accidents are never the responsibility and accountability of the government of the day. Doesn't matter whether it's BJP or Congress. What kind of a logic is this? We'll get back to Amit Malviya's tweet and the subsequent political responses which have come. But let's show some other documents. If this was Hardeep Puri's own response to the Lok Sabha, clearly stating that the government of India had received 16,700.11 crore as annual fee from DIAL, that's not all. It was 2006 till 2019. Now let's move to document number 3. Here's the audit report. Here's the audit report of GMR and Delhi Indira Gandhi International Airport. This is the audit report of 2019-2020. You see this? This is the audit report of 2019-2020. And like 2006 till 2019, here it is. Annual fee which has been given to Airport Authority of India is 1,848.67 crore. Annual fee. Annual fee has been given to Airport Authority of India by DIAL, 1,848.67 crore. पैसा 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 आ गया, उसके बाद no responsibility. This is audit report 2019-2020. लोग कहते कागज नहीं दिखाएंगे, आज हम आपको कागज दिखाएंगे, one after the other. This is 2020-2021, the year we were all hit by COVID. Let's move on to the other document. This is 2020-2021. And the audit shows that DIAL, that is Delhi International Airport Limited, had paid an annual fee to Airport Authority of India, 338.12 CR. Because of course, COVID, airports were shut, people were not traveling, no revenue, thus the annual fee went down. But you still earn money. Document number 5. This is the annual report 2021-2022, right? And the annual fee given to AAI is 192.7 CR. करोड़ के नीचे तो हम लोग बात ही नहीं करते. Document number 6, 2022-2023, the last audit report of DIAL and GMR, and it shows an annual fee of 1,857.67 CR, which means now that business is back on track in the year 2022 and 23, people were freely traveling from here to everywhere, and that's the reason airports saw a massive boom in business and revenue was like boom. And here you have this report. So this is the total money, and that's the graphics. That's the total money. And I'm not saying the entire money has come from T1 alone. The money could have come from T2, the money could have come from T3, but I'm just saying that DIAL, Delhi International Airport Limited, under which comes all the terminals, T1, T2, T3, they do have responsibility. Today, when they start arguing that it happened in 2008 and 2009, so it is not our responsibility, if that is the case, why did the Civil Aviation Minister go? Civil Aviation Minister could have jolly well said, no, you will not go, I will not go. Why would I go? I didn't build it. I was not even there as a minister. Imagine. He could now say that I was not even the Civil Aviation Minister when it was built. And I will not accept the legacy, even if the legacy comes via people like Jyotiraditya Scindia and others, Hardeep Puri. I will not accept. What if now the Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu, gives out the same argument? Not my responsibility. Year after year, money has gone to Airport Authority of India. And I'm generally not so annoyed. I'm annoyed because I've just covered a train accident. How many bodies have you seen? If you ask me, I have lost count. In the past 1 year, how many times I've seen bodies? Be it train accident like Balasore, be it a train accident like the New Jalpaiguri train accident, Kanchenjunga Express, be it deaths in political violence, be it this one. Titash, can you have that picture on that screen? You have tried blurring it. You have tried blurring it. With folded hands, I request everyone who had been trying to defend something on social media, very good, do it. It's your job. You get paid for that, possibly. But please explain this to their family. Please explain this to that family. A man, a driver, you don't even know his name. A driver had gone to drop somebody, and then the pole falls on him and he dies. And all that you can offer is either compensation or condolences. Please go back to that family and explain this to him, that this airport was built in 2008, 2009, and it is not my responsibility. And look at Prime Minister Modi's social media. Why is it so much to ask? If there is an incident, he being the, BJP people say that he is the supreme leader and he is the Prime Minister of the country. He is there on the chair. How much does it take for someone to tweet that I am there for you? I will inspect this. Justice would be done to this man. Manipur was hit by violence and it stayed the same for almost a year, could be over a year. Absolute silence. Twice he had spoken, once while responding to the no confidence debate, and before entering the parliament, and after the video, the shocking video of women being paraded naked came out, a 30-second video. Silence is not golden, because this is new India. This is educated India. This is qualified India. This is digital India. This is a conscious India. This is an India with a heart which would always ask you questions. And tonight, the question is, why this blame game? Why this blame game? GMR says they had given a contract to a private party. Now the private party would be pulled up and matter is over. And because India is such a vast, diverse country with a population of 140 billion, 1.4 billion, I beg your pardon, thus, एक दो अगर मर गया तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Is that what you have come to? Mallikarjun Kharge has put out tweets. Trinamool Congress has put out tweets lashing out at BJP. People have asked questions. And as we ask this question, let us know if we are right or wrong. जो चला गया, उनका क्या कसूर था? What fault was that of this man that he had to die? And thank our stars this had happened in the wee hours of Friday morning. Imagine if this had happened in the peak hours. We have tried showing you documents, and these documents are all relevant documents. These documents are here, and all these documents expose a chronology, or rather I would say, they all highlight a chronology that exposes our hypocrisy. Our deepest condolences with the family who have lost its loved one. And we also pray for speedy recovery of all those injured. And we also let you know, like you have done in the past, we will, and we will ask questions. People who have connected with us, who have written to us, somebody has written, I thought you went to Delhi for reporting like Kanchenjunga. I wish I could, but there are certain things beyond us, and I hope you understand. But if possible, in case, if I can manage to buy a ticket now, if somebody buys me a ticket now, I'm more than willing to go there and report on this, because this has to be reported on with details. Well, 10th of March 2024, Dial Terminal. Here's a look at the newly expanded Terminal 1. Somebody is trying to say that, yes, the Prime Minister Modi had inaugurated on 10th of March. Titash, before we wind up, if you can quickly play those videos. And interestingly, GMR from their own website, they have removed that video. GMR from their own website, they have removed this video. Being a journalist, I knew this was coming, so I downloaded that video, and that's the video. That's the video being posted by GMR on their own official website while they were celebrating. Can you open the phone? While they were celebrating the inauguration, and the inauguration which was done by Prime Minister Modi on 10th of March, not 11th of March, 10th of March 2024. 15 airports were inaugurated, and Terminal 1 of Delhi Airport extension was also inaugurated. It was part of the 15 airports which were 15 projects which were inaugurated on 10th of March 2024, and that too from a with Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Mr. Yogi Adityanath standing next to him, and now they are saying that this was not inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi. How touchy they are! They're trying to say this portion was not inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi, so stop spreading canard, and BJP government is not responsible. With this expansion, Delhi Airport proudly enters the prestigious global 100 million passenger capacity club, highlighting our unwavering dedication to providing top-notch aviation infrastructure. Mahajaveen, I think this is also there on the website, and you've just quoted from there. Yes. So basically, people who have connected with us, your comments are there, and we do appreciate. But as I said, for now, we do not want to digress to anything. We just want to stick to one simple point. And the question is, should this blame game end? And have we been able to expose the hypocrisy with the chronology of the documents? If yes, should the government be held accountable? Because India is a vast country, a Morbi bridge can collapse, bridges after bridges in Bihar can collapse, a train accident can happen in Balasore, a train accident like Kanchenjunga Express can happen, and some other tragedy can happen and people can die, roads can get flooded. In New Delhi, prominent roads can get flooded. Same place which boasts of organizing or hosting G20. No, not acceptable. Not acceptable to us. Because you refuse to see people dying like this, and you would refuse to believe every such incident had been acts of God. They are not acts of God, and never ever go that way. Because if you do so, many might just ask, with God, does it mean biological or non-biological? Thank you for watching. Good night and take care.